So you can conclude about the research made with this database.
Yes. So the rationale of the database included all the positive and negative studies published and indexed in peer-reviewed journals from 1949 up to now, and rejected all the statements, quotations from books, posters, proceedings, everything which was not official in some way. And at the moment we collected something like 1,100 papers.
It's impressive.
At any level, from agro-homeopathy, meta-analysis, systematic reviews, randomized controlled trials, observational research, chemical-physical research, basic research, case reports, and so on.
So there are very many papers in favor of homeopathy. Yes.
Yes. Also on the other side,
there are both.
Exactly.
Of both categories.
Exactly.
But for instance, in Romania now there is a project initiated, and the motivation of this project says that there are no meta-analyses in favor of homeopathy, and this is very incorrect. Because there are in favor
false.
And against, but there are very many which are in favor.
It's absolutely false, because at the moment, because the database will be dynamic, meaning will be updated every 3 months.
Yes.
And at the moment, there are 25 meta-analyses, 16 of them positive.
Oh, so
Okay.
yes. Very
95 qualitative systematic reviews. More than 50 are positive. Okay.
And all this can be found in your database.
Yes.
Which we can put also
there is
on
a link.
internet.
Exactly, there is a link, because in each page of the database you can find the year, the authors, the journal, the title, the model, the category, and the link to arrive to the abstract or the full text of the paper.
Yes.
So any paper,
everything is very clear. We can find very quickly what we want to find.
Nothing is hidden.
Yes. But can you tell us what determined you to make this database? For maybe in Italy there was a situation which determined you to do this. There are also attacks against homeopathy.
Yes. The attacks are real propaganda, whose aim is to refuse the reality of homeopathy. Okay, so negationists used to say homeopathy has no evidence. Please take into consideration all this data. They say homeopathy works according to a placebo effect. Okay, if so, how can you explain the effects, the clinical effects on plants, fields, newborns, animals?
Yes.
People who cannot be influenced according to central nervous system, in order to explain placebo effect.
Yes, it's very unfair to say it is a placebo effect.
Yeah. We used to say this is the classical leaf of fig just to cover something cannot be seen. Okay.
Yes, but the evidence is growing so much that
Exactly.
I think there will be not covered anymore, the truth.
Exactly. And moreover, evidence and papers are increasing more and more year by year, and the clinical and the basic research in homeopathy is growing both at a qualitative and at a quantitative level, starting from the 90s. Yeah. Since when the evidence-based medicine paradigm was created.
So also in homeopathy, this started to be shown and functions
Exactly.
very well.
Exactly. Before the 90s, the evidence were poor and also poor as a quality. But from 90s till now, they're increasing at any level, quantitative, qualitative, as agrohomeopathy, randomized controlled trials, systematic reviews, meta-analysis. So whoever says homeopathy lacks of evidence lies knowing they are lying.
Or ignores this
Exactly.
data that has
Exactly.
gathered. And
Exactly.
also there are some studies now about nanoparticles which are
Exactly.
put in evidence in India and also in Belgium. There are projects which
Exactly.
are very advanced, and I think from now on it's not possible to say that this is only pure water, and in fact
Exactly.
there is something which can be very well shown.
Exactly. And for example, according to the chemical physical research in homeopathy, from 2000 until 2016, 183 papers, official papers, were published and indexed, and 122 were evaluated as high quality.
Yes.
And the production was due to Germany, France, India, and Italy. But
Yes.
the qualitative level was considered best in Germany and Italy. And
So
we have in
congratulations
Naples-
to your colleagues and to you.
Yes, we have a great scientist in Naples, Professor Vittorio Elia, who has been studying the water solutions with the homeopathic preparations for the last 20 years. And he demonstrated and published a huge number of papers. He demonstrated the homeopathic solutions are totally different from placebo, because homeopathic solute changes the chemical and physical properties of water. So this
Yes.
is different from pure water.
So this is to be added to the studies of Luc Montagnier, maybe.
Exactly.
And
Even
other
more,
studies.
even more, because Luc Montagnier inherited in some way the papers, the projects from
Benveniste.
Jacques Benveniste. Professor Elia studies what happens when you introduce a homeopathic information into a pure water. And he demonstrated this interference modifies the structure and the quality of water.
So we have to add these studies, and this is also
Exactly.
very important.
Exactly. As Claude Bernard, who's considered the father of modern experimental medicine, used to say, when a fact is in contradiction with the truth, we leave the truth and we retain the fact.
So we change maybe the conditions of the
Exactly.
experiment, and we see again a new truth
Exactly.
emerging from there.
Exactly. So the contrary is pure dogmatism, not science.
In science, there should be no dogmatism.
Yes, some negationists in Italy, in order to justify this persecution, used to say science is not democratic. This is completely crap, because science is fed by the culture of doubt. Okay?
Yes.
Science is the quintessence of doubt and freedom.
And from this doubt, we can discover new things.
Exactly.
Yes.
From doubt, science was born, not from dogmatism.
So now from this fight, maybe there will be some good in this, because we are forced to say more about homeopathy, to study more, to show more about ourselves and what can do homeopathy. Yes.
Well,
and in this way, it will be more well known to people, to the public opinion. Yes, because maybe homeopaths sometimes are only among themselves, making congresses, seminars,
Sure.
and not showing so much to the allopathic world and to the patients what is homeopathy, what proof it has.
Exactly.
Maybe we have to work on this more.
Yeah, in fact, we search, we crave for a comparison. Okay, but all who refuse this comparison try to put us, to marginalize us. Okay. In the last few months, there were some television programs who denigrated homeopathy.
In Italy.
In Italy, yes. This kind of journalists interviewed people who were completely hostile to homeopathy.
And there were some
without-
homeopaths also, or not at all? They didn't call.
Never. Yes, was a trial without any possibility of defense, so that we homeopaths protested quite strongly versus the Italian TV and versus the Council of Journalists and Medical Doctors.
Yeah, in a way, in Romania, it was the same, because on the radio broadcasting, it was only invited the detractor of homeopathy, but no homeopath was there.
In fact.
And we didn't have the possibility to reply.
Exactly. It's a ridiculous strategy. It's the same process all over Europe. Okay, the same critics, the same plan. But we reacted, and now we had a confrontation with the medical council, Italian Medical Council, and now we are trying to arrive to a confrontation with the Istituto Superiore di Sanità, in order to examine and evaluate the homeopathic scientific literature. Okay.
On an official
Yes.
background, so to say.
Yes, a kind of official discussion.
A response or discussion, yes.
Exactly.
So maybe in Romania we should do the same.
Yes, but in the same time, we are thinking to not only inform but also to mobilize population, because
The patients, especially, who are the people who benefit. They should defend this method, which is for them, actually, directed towards them.
Exactly. Last year there was an official survey by Eurispes, who demonstrated 1 out of 5 Italian prefers to cure themselves by complementary medicine. And 78% of these people prefers homeopathy.
So it's a very popular homeopathy in Italy.
At least 9 up to 10 million people. Okay.
Yes.
So, and we figure out about 20,000 homeopathic doctors who prescribe homeopathy. So
Yes.
it's not a rubbish. It's something.
It is something, yes. If so many doctors practice homeopathy and so many patients are also wishing to be treated with homeopathy, they know something. They know it is effective.
Cannot be ignored, even by the administrative and political level.
Yes.
Okay, so some years ago there was also a deal between the Italian state and the regions in order to regulate the education in homeopathy, acupuncture, and phytotherapy. Okay, in Italy we have about 110 local medical council, and more than 50% created a special register for homeopaths, acupuncturists, and phytotherapists. Okay, so complementary medicine is a reality in Italy,
Which cannot be ignored.
Exactly. But the the skeptics and the negationists are trying to violate law and social and cultural and political deals.
Yes, and in fact, the law is very clear concerning homeopathy. Even at the European level, there are directives which regulate very well medical products.
Exactly.
And now these skeptics want to change the situation. They want to go against the European law.
Law, exactly. So the global selling of homeopathic medicines worldwide is about 1%. So how is it possible 1% terrorizes 99%?
Yes.
How is it possible the homeopathic little mouse terrorize the big pharma elephant?
Maybe they feel a threat for the future. Maybe they understand that the
Three
future
are the
belongs to
reasons.
homeopathy.
Three are the reasons. Economic, because they are scared to lose profits. Culture, because they are afraid to lose their academic power. And social, because they are afraid to lose the social control.